butt cheeks. Now that I have your attention, let's talk about one of my favorite childhood movies. A film that has been tragically forgotten over time, and that really hurts my feelings. No joke, it actually pains me that nobody talks about this work of art. Of course, the film I'm talking about is none other than Who Framed Roger Rabbit Light. Oh, wait a minute. No, wait, sorry, never mind. It's called Looney Tunes Back in Action. Yes, that, how could I forget? And really quick, before you forget, I wanted to remind you that I would be so grateful if you click the like button on this video. It tremendously helps small creators like me in a day and age where AI is about to take over the entire freaking internet. All real human reactions are more necessary now than ever before. So thank you so much for liking this video, and also subscribe to see more videos like this every freaking Monday, baby. Anyway, ever since I was a wee lad, I have loved this film, and I have a steamy hot take for you. I prefer Looney Tunes Bia over Space Jam. I know, whip out your Fitch Porks and your Pixie Sticks. It's the classic tale of a dumb, stupid-faced idiot saying his controversial opinion online, and it inadvertently boosts his engagement. I know. I really do prefer this over Space Jam. I'm just not really a basketball guy, dude. Why would I care that Michael Jackson teams up with some cartoons to win the Grand Prix? I just don't care. Here's the issue, though. I love Looney Tunes Back in Action, but it is objectively a terrible movie. So this is not going to be just another video essay on YouTube like blah, 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 blah. This movie's good because I like it, blah, 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 blah. No. This is going to be the documents of a man's internal war, the conflict of what the mind knows and what the heart wants. And oh yes, there will be blood. Which brings me to the first of 3 truths that I must confront today, and maybe by the end of this experience, my childhood dreams are going to get thrown right into the incinerator. Yes, okay, I 100% wholeheartedly accept that nostalgia is playing a big role into why I love this film. But is that a bad thing? When did we, as a society, determine that preconceived notions influencing your perception of art is a bad thing? As far as I'm concerned, that's exactly why art is art. Depending on who you are, you interact with media very differently. And listen, you have to understand how amazing it was to watch this film for the first time, seeing Daffy and the Brandmaster heading to Las Vegas while I was watching this movie in Vegas. It blew my little noodle brain right out of the back of my head. As you can probably tell, I'm a Midwesterner. That stuff doesn't happen for me. And this is a perfect way to start going into the things that I love about this movie. Firstly, the tone they set here. I adore how unapologetic they are in leaning into the absurd nonsense that this movie does. You essentially have what I like to call convenience the movie, and I love it. From the Area 51 scene to the actual Warner Brothers, I eat this crap up. Is it great storytelling? Well, no, and I'll get into that in a bit. But it's fun, okay? And that's fine. Sometimes it's okay to just be fun. And what better way to just have fun than having the freaking Looney Tunes interact on a film set? Which, yes, this movie gets away with a lot just because it's Looney Tunes. I mean, the opening sequence is eerily similar to the opening of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and it's okay because it's Bugs Bunny. We like him. That goofy little furball can steal anything he wants because, as one half of the brothers Warner says, he's hilarious. This film is proof that we need more hybrid movies with these characters. They just work so well in these settings, being silly, being wacky, being funny, and somewhat loony. Daffy Duck drives the Batmobile. Bugs does a Psycho parody. Shaggy confronts Matthew Lillard in one of my favorite bits in cinema history.
What kind of performance do you call that? You made me sound like a total space cadet, man.
I'm sorry you feel that way. I was trying to be real to your character.
If you like goof on me in the sequel, I'm coming after you.
Yeah, and I'll give you a Scooby smack.
This is what Multiverse of Madness should have been, just a bunch of Shaggy jokes. I think that would have made me like it much more. All in all, I think this film fits into a very different rating scale entirely. I'm usually much more critical on stuff like this, but I can totally accept that this movie is a, in the wise words of Uncle Sean Chandler, Taco Bell movie. My gosh, does it taste so good. Every set design, every character interaction, every freaking Easter egg, all of it is so scrum-diddly-umptious. But as we all know, Taco Bell is not just about the taste. Yeah, Taco Bell is unhealthy. I know that for a fact because last night I ate Taco Bell, and let's just say, I am writing this video while dropping an MGM 140 in the ladies' room at work. That's America, brother. But that's exactly how torn I am on my thoughts here. It's a great experience, but pinch my nipples and call me Gertrude, this is a terrible script. Let's just go over some of the things that happen in this movie. Bugs and Daffy are acting in a Looney Tunes short. Daffy speaks up about not liking always being the punching bag in these shorts. Daffy gets fired by Brothers Warner. Daffy gets escorted out by Big Blonde Boss Lady. Big Blonde Boss Lady meets up with a security guard who dreams about being a stuntman, played by Brendan Fraser. Daffy Duck runs away, the security guard chases him down, the action ensues, water tower falls down, security guard loses his job, Daffy goes home with the security guard's dad is an actor who plays in super spy movies. Turns out security guard dad is actually a super spy. Daffy and security guard watch video as super spy dad gets kidnapped, and they go to save super spy dad. Meanwhile, Big Blonde Boss Lady is getting blamed for the firing Daffy Duck. Why? I don't know, because she didn't fire him, but she almost loses her job. So if she can hire Daffy back, she won't lose her job. Then she goes to the security guard's house for some random reason, even though she had no idea Daffy was even there. She goes into the bathroom. Bugs Bunny does a Psycho parody. Bugs Bunny teams up with Big Blonde Boss Lady to find Daffy Duck, and they get into a super spy car that serves martinis and undresses them while heading to Vegas to find Daffy Duck. That is all in the first 25 minutes of this movie. And that's not even to mention the Acme subplot where there's a villain played by none other than Steve motherfreaking Martin. And then later there's an Area 51 subplot, a super spy lady friend, Yosemite Sam for some reason. It is packed to the brim with random plot points. And honestly, it makes this watch somewhat exhausting. Compare this movie to the most obvious reference point, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and you'll see how much more of a balanced film that is than this one. There is a very clear linear plot in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but here we have about 175,000 characters all throwing constant jokes at the screen in maybe, just maybe, 2 minor predictable character arcs. Maybe, like even that is hard to tell. Or even compare this movie to Space Jam again. Although I like this movie more than Space Jam has a very clear structure, and Lola Bunny, which gives it extra points, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, heck yeah, brother. My gosh, let's even compare it to Space Jam: A New Legacy. I mean, at least that movie... No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't go that far. Not even I would dare to do that. All that to say, if you are judging this film in some sort of traditional regard, it comes up quite, how shall I say, stinky. It's a stinky, smelly plot. The best way I can describe it is going back to Sean Chandler's Taco Bell analogy. Taco Bell is fun while eating it. It tastes very good, but afterwards you feel rather empty or bloated or disgusted with yourself that you ate Taco Bell for the 4th time this week. It's financially irresponsible. And you're gonna die in your early 30s if you keep this up. Wake up out of the Matrix, Neo. You're slowly killing yourself. And that's how I feel with this movie. It's fun. It's breezy. I love consuming it. But afterwards, it leaves no lasting impact. This film is empty. It's vain. It's glass half empty. A turd in the wind. But I love it. And that leaves me very confused. How can I love something that is so inept? Is it possible to love something this terrible? What would Harriet Tubman think of me if she knew I loved this movie? And that brings me to the final point of this video. Guys, who the frick cares? You can like a bad movie. It's not that big of a deal. I think it's important to criticize the things that you love, to not look at things with rose-colored glasses, and to get a fully formed, realized perception on the things that you like. But for crying out loud, you can like a movie and understand it's not a good film. It's a forgotten privilege that we as Homo sapiens have. Who cares if you like this movie? Who cares if you think The Last Jedi is the best Star Wars movie? Who cares if you religiously watch Caillou every morning while brushing your teeth? You are free to like whatever you want to like. Although that Caillou thing is a bit strange. I mean, I don't want to yuck anybody's yum here or anything, but it's just a little weird. We film nerds hate to love bad media. But watching bad media doesn't give you a bad movie taste. As a matter of fact, quite the opposite. It's you realizing that this might not be good, but having the confidence enough to say you enjoy it. That's what being a real movie fan is. Some people might call me a hero for standing up and saying something so brave, but honestly, I do think hero is the right word. You can be a hero as well, though. You can be a hero right now. Say it with me, everybody. Let's be heroes together. We like Looney Tunes back in action, and we won't be silenced. We are an unstoppable force. LTBia freaking rocks. Thank you for watching my video all the way to the end, and a reminder that if you think this video was worth it, please give it a thumbs up and maybe, possibly, subscribe. That is really appreciated. It is so difficult for a small YouTuber like me to be seen with more people, so anything you do that will help me with this process, I'm eternally grateful for you. And remember, you may be able to take the Gittle out of scum, but you cannot take the scum out of a Gittle. Bye!